So I'm really excited. I'm here with celebrity stylist Olori Swank. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. I'm underdressed, and of course, I expected you to come dolled up and looking like perfection, and you did. So,
oh, thank you.
So this is cool. I see you. I follow you on Instagram, and
I'm obsessed.
I've actually seen you on the carpet, like picking at you. Like I think I was doing. I was interviewing like Keisha Cole or something. You were like,
oh yeah,
adjusting.
I'm always on the carpet with my clients, like making sure they photograph perfect. So yeah.
Yeah, I saw you. I was like, oh, I've seen her somewhere. And then I think someone told me you were. Okay, so it's great to finally meet you. I always start off with an interview asking, who are you?
It depends on what day it is. Some days I'm what I like to call the blue bandit. I'm super mischievous and just doing whatever I feel like. Like Drake said, not giving a F, and not fearing the consequence. Or some days I'm a nerd. I'm at home, I'm reading books, I'm cooking. Other days I'm super turned up listening to 2 Chainz and trying to be the next member of the twerk team. It really just depends. I just like to live my life and have fun. So yeah, I am me.
You're me. Okay. Celebrity stylist sounds very glamorous. It sounds just like whimsical and glamorous and fashion.
Yes.
But I know there are, sides of the job that people don't see that are not as glamorous. But what's a typical day like for you?
No day is ever the same. In my entire career, I don't think I've ever had the same day twice. So it could be anything from showing up to a set at 5 a.m. and being there until 5 a.m. the next day. Or it could be me running around from showroom to showroom, boutique to boutique, department store to department store doing pulls. It could be a day of like office work, catching up on invoices, returning emails. It could be a travel day, like if I'm going to Africa, like I'm on the plane for a day and a half. So it really it depends. A lot of people think it is very glitzy and glamorous, and it does have its glitzy, glamorous moments. However, a lot of it is not. It's hustling. You will learn what shopping bag handle cramp is. You think it's fun to walk around with a million bags, but when your wrists start hurting and your arms and you're sore, you really realize that it is not a game.
How'd you get started?
I had just graduated from the University of Georgia, and I was supposed to go to med school. I decided to take a year break in between going from getting my bachelor's in med school because I had gone through undergrad consistently the entire 4 years. Like I never took a summer off, and I just wanted to take a year and have some fun. And in that year, a friend of mine, he was the vice president of A&R at Jive Records at the time, was like, I just signed this new artist and I want you to style her. And I'm like, I don't do hair.
Right.
And he was like, no, I mean dress her. And I had no clue that it was a business. I literally thought I was doing a friend a favor, and as I was styling her, I started learning the business, and I loved it. Like I never wanted to stop, and it made me really happy. So I'm like, I think I can really do this. And so I started learning the business.
Okay. So who was that person that you styled?
Oh, Mickey, Meg Pitts.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Toya Bright's husband.
Yes.
Okay. So what did you do? Like, literally tell me what did you do? Like, as soon as you found out that you would be styling him, what you went on?
Honestly, it's so crazy. He asked me if I would style her, and I was like, all right. After he explained to me what he needed, I was like, okay, cool. And I left. I think we were either at a coffee shop. We were somewhere, and I walked away. And next thing you know, like an hour later, the accounting department from Sony BMG was calling me like, so where did we wire the budget? And we need you to fill out this W-9, and what's your EIN number? And I was like, I'm in the middle of something, I'll give you a call back. And I literally got on Google and tried to Google everything imaginable, just looking for information as to how do you be a fashion stylist, and there was nothing there, which is one of the reasons why I started my workshop. But I mean, I literally sat there and scoured the internet. I learned how to create my business. Like, I got an EIN number, and I got a business account and a PO box and all that stuff. So I literally set up my company in a period of maybe 7 days after that. But as far as the actual, what do you do as a stylist, even questions like, well, how much do you charge? Like, I just had to figure it out through trial and error. So
okay,
yeah.
How do you approach styling new clients? Because I know obviously you've styled a lot of people now. How do you approach a new client?
New clients, I always begin with research. I want to know everything about them. I want to know what it is that they like, what it is that they don't like, what it is that they've done. And I scour the internet for a lot of photos of them. And I find the pictures that I like, and I find the photos that I don't like. And I look at the ones that I don't like and I ask myself why. I'm like, okay, what don't I like about this picture? Oh, well, her skirt is too long. Like, she's too short to be wearing garments like this. And so in my mind, I'm like, I'm never putting her in a garment like that. I tend to learn from other people's mistakes. I read a quote one time that said life is too short for you to make all the mistakes. So I try to take from other people's mistakes, and then just building that relationship and rapport with that client. Like, I genuinely care. And if my heart isn't in a project, I don't take the project. So a lot of times people are like, what do you mean? Like, I'm like, you know, I'm just not, of course I'm polite about it, but I really, really have to be passionate about it to give you my all anyway. So yeah, like I start off with research, and after I'm done with research, I get to know them.
Okay, so I was going to ask you, before you were styling, how did he know to ask you? Have you always been stylish, or?
I have been getting dressed up since the day that I was born. My parents are super fashionable. My mom had a Louis Vuitton diaper bag for me.
What?
Like, it's always been a fashion show. I just never really knew that people had careers in fashion. I remember being in college and having like chemistry lab, and I would wear heels to class every single day. And anybody who has been to or even Googled the University of Georgia, that is a huge campus. And I would be walking around campus in my 6-inch heels, and I did not care. Every day I was getting dressed. Finals, when everybody was wearing sweatpants and t-shirts, I still had like full outfits on. It's just how I've always been. People be like, where are you going? Nowhere. Like, I would shower and stay home and still put on an outfit. Like, it's just how I've always been. So from him always seeing me and me just always being around and always being dressed, he's like, yeah, I really, really love your style, and I want you to give my artist your style.
And so when you were a little girl, you always had been
always
get fly.
I'm talking about gladiator sandals at like 4. It's just, I look at old pictures and I'm like, my parents really created a monster. Like, it really started with them. Leather was trending in the fall, and it carried over into the spring and summer. So like leather tank tops, leather shorts, leather skirts, crop leather t-shirts, leather everything. Also a lot of black and white.
Okay.
Black and white is trending, and stripes.
Okay.
So mixing different kinds of stripes. Maybe you have a horizontal stripe top, and then your skirt has vertical stripes. Is fun as well.
Okay.
But those would probably be some of my bigger trends, as well as the short suits, like the blazers with the shorts.
Yeah. Okay. What's in this season that you cannot stand?
I don't even necessarily think that there's anything in this season that I don't like, but if I had to pick something that I hate, it would be those beaded bracelets that everyone makes, very few people wear. I mean, it's just, people are like, oh, I'm a jewelry designer, and literally all they make are these bracelets. And I'm like,
are you against the bracelet or the stacking of them?
Both. I'm a stacker. So I will stack all kinds of chunky gold jewelry and have jewelry from my wrist to my elbow. So I'm not necessarily against stacking, but when you take these same beads and you put like 50 of them on, and they're all in random colors, and it just looks like you have an arm full of these beads, I'm like, are y'all not tired of these bracelets yet?
Right.
Like, when is this gonna die? I want it to die quickly.
So, what's your rule? Do you have a rule about accessories? Is it the more the better, or is it how do you have any tips on accessorizing?
I don't have any fashion rules.
Okay.
I think that fashion is my language. Like, it's how I speak. So if I'm feeling like a tomboy today, then I have on baggy pants. If I'm feeling like a really fun, flirty, girly girl, I'm probably wearing a pleated skirt. So I don't necessarily say that there are rules to fashion, but what I do want for people to take home is don't have your look be all over the place.
Okay.
Like, if you're mixing prints, so if you're doing like, I don't know, a floral top and some leopard shorts, like if you're being crazy in that manner, don't overdo your accessories.
Okay.
But if your outfit is, you know, kind of toned down, then have fun with your accessories. Just don't do too much.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Okay. Is tweed in or out?
I feel like tweed is just one of those fashion fabrics that's not really ever going anywhere. So I'm not mad at tweed.
Okay.
Tweed can live.
Tweed can live. What about, will kitten heels ever return?
Ma'am. Look. If there's one thing we are not gonna do, it is a kitten heel. I don't see how a woman can feel sexy in a kitten heel. Like, either wear a flat or, you know, put on your big girl heels. It's like a kitten heel. Like,
Yeah.
what, a purr? Like, what are you giving? I'm so confused. Like, I would like for all kitten heels to be abolished.
Okay.
Just done with.